Shout out Sex with Ben.
Yeah.
And we're live.
The internet is forever.
It's only to the patrons, right? No, it goes
For
on
now.
For now.
For now.
One time.
Who knows exactly what?
That was one time.
Just an innocent swimming list.
I just had the best quotes of tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna live with these ones.
Oh,
my
the clerical error
You'll
is
forget
my
him
favorite
next
thing
week.
ever.
Yeah. So you'll forget him next week.
I hope. I really hope.
So that session didn't have a lot of player agency. I didn't feel like. I think I was kind of narrating stuff that was happening, which is I halfway through I'm like, oh God, what am I doing?
No, I was thoroughly entertained. 2, this is like the most progress we've made in a session ever.
And 3, that really is something that the DM just needs to do sometimes.
Yeah.
Like we said what we were doing. You narrated what happened as a result of our roles and our decisions. That's like that could have gone any number of ways. It wasn't railroady if that's what you're concerned about.
I'm not mad about it.
Yeah.
The audience might have some opinions.
Let
but I
them.
don't.
Let them. We have not made this much progress in 20 episodes.
I had fun.
You right, Bo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
There was going to be the information in that journal somewhere in that room, and when you laid on the bed, I was like,
There we go.
Let's see this.
That's so funny.
Have a card.
That's just I mean, like,
I'm taking
It
pictures
just
of
doesn't make
cards.
sense that they wouldn't look
absolutely
under,
does.
Yeah,
well, like
under
it
the
absolutely
bed.
does.
it does only in the terms of maybe he's lying to us that he planted it. But again, I'm just looking for reasons to not trust him. But he's given us a lot of, and we've inside checked him a lot. But I just like the idea that I don't trust Xavier, or he's incompetent because he didn't check under the bed.
I mean, this very much feels like the beginning of the first Candlekeep module when you walk in and you do detect magic and you find the hidden door and it's like, we are in a magical library. Why did no one cast detect magic before these numbnut first levels? Mm-hmm. Sometimes you just gotta roll with that.
I also wanted to check one thing. So we did walk past that portal again when we went to go save the queen.
No, you did not.
Oh, we didn't.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
There were no portals down in that direction.
Okay. Gotcha. Because I wanted to test it.
That was essentially Xavier trying to plant a dress far enough away where no one else would find it.
We walked 80 minutes for nothing.
Yeah. To get a dress. Well, no. So they would know that, the queen was down this random corridor, I guess. I don't know.
That 80 minutes, though, it got people to forget that 5 of you went down into the the caverns and 5 of you came out.
It's like we've been searching for her for hours. They went down in 10 minutes.
I mean, we were down there for like an hour and a half, so that was fine, right?
Yeah.
I'm good with that. Yeah.
I was going to become a cat and then nest in the open trunk of the chest where the clothes was. That's really cool.
I'm just waiting for you to play this game like the Cat and Stray.
I still haven't played that.
You
It's
should.
really fun.
Yeah.
It's
You
really
should.
fun.
Truth be told, I fucking hate cats.
Me too.
Really?
This will make you appreciate them.
Oh, really?
I'm legit. I'm not a fan of cats, and then when you play a cat, I'm like, this is really cute. Okay.
I mean, a cat's life is pretty cush.
Yeah.
Let's not,
Yeah.
It's genuinely a lot of fun, and it's a well-told short sci-fi story.
And it makes sense that cats would survive the apocalypse.
Yeah. They're like...
Everything is if you any button you can go meow, and then it is animates.
I feel
at
like
any
if I
point.
was
That's funny.
It's very cute.
My cats get
developer
very
in that
confused.
game,
What was that? I'm sorry.
if I was a developer in that game, I would program in a PlayStation or Xbox trophy award. If you press X, if the X button got you to lick yourself and you press X 10,000 times, that would be its own trophy.
You should play because they have that.
Do they?
They have
That's
stuff like
funny.
that. Because I was going meow, 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 meow,
And
meow.
there
I was
is
thinking,
a trophy.
I think it was. I forget what it was. It was just what's new, pussycat or something. I was like, okay, guys, this is great. This is really good. When you do certain things in the game. Now we're talking about Stray. Okay, yeah.
It's not movie talk.
That's true. That's true.
We're evolving.
But it is. It's very.
See?
It's cute.
We're evolving.
I have something to contribute in video game talk.
I liked it today.
This was a good session.
Yeah,
this was really good.
This was a lot
I
of fun.
think for me, I felt like there were a lot of moments that I was like, I really feel like we could we could role play this a lot. You know, like these conversations, this moment, this speech, this stuff. But I feel like we were, and it didn't feel railroady, like you were saying, but it felt like we had somewhere we needed to be. I don't know if that makes sense. So it was like kind of like, oh yeah, take us there, Thomas. You know, like let's go. Yeah.
Felt like there was agency. Like
Yeah. Like we need to get to a certain something. So
Any
it's like
random situation we find ourselves in, I absolutely can spend the entire session in that room.
Let's just do this.
Right.
Exactly.
And that is something that I've been learning as a new person on that side of the screen, where it's like, at what point do you say, okay, you've fucked around enough, we need to move on now? And sometimes a table of players is really good at self-regulating, and sometimes we get lost in the jokes and the fun. Both are valid, but it's necessary sometimes to just keep going.
I do beg of you though, maybe like adjust the parameters of the dream sequence thing, because I desperately
range?
range or like rolls. I don't know.
We want to dream with you.
Adjust it whatever way feels comfy, but I desperately want to dream with you.
Yeah.
All right.
I think if there's
Roll with advantage?
well, I mean, what if there's roll with advantage if you want to dream.
That's good.
Oh,
Because it's kind of like you're using that as in like you could like surreptitiously
like
dream
sneak
with
into
them,
the
but
dream.
if they're like trying to,
Oh, yeah. That's actually a really good point. Which, we get like 2 dreams, I guess, right? No, wait. I'm coming up with this mechanic as we go, so that's cool.
This game has been fun for coming up with those kinds of mechanics, like me flipping a coin every time as it takes a long rest.
Yeah.
Can you actively, as Lalak, go into someone's dream?
I literally flip a coin
At
because they don't have it
15th
under
level,
control
I
yet.
will be.
Oh, so you can't. So right now, it's kind of, it has to be like a mutual or a
She's just flipping a
mystical. Something.
Which means no, I never will be able to.
Gotcha.
'Cause we're not reaching 15th level at this.
Because I was gonna say, because if you ever get when you get to that point, you just roll a d6 and you're like, okay, 1 is Barry, 2 is a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like up until then, you can't. I got it.
Yeah.
You could always go evens.
I was
You are
worried that-
odds. You're not.
I was worried that Thomas would think that was OP, but I'm like, we're not gonna give away or do anything crazy. I was kind of thinking the opposite. Like a dream session with a lock probably means you wake up with exhaustion. That was not restful at all.
Yeah.
I was not ready
Jesus.
to answer that many questions.
Well, I will say, like one of the I thought
It's like dream
when
with a toddler.
when Lox and Lalak had their dream moment, that was so. I had such
That
a
was
blast.
Yeah.
And it was really
fantastic.
fun.
It was
Like,
really fun.
beautiful.
It was really fun to be on the outside of that
Yeah.
listening, because God, it was such a neat
Yeah.
sequence.
And that's why I was like, I think everyone's like, I want
So-
to dream with.
A lot of the back thinking about Lalak and the plot is like, well, the castaway, right? And the dreaming, especially the intrusive dreaming, was a large reason as to why he couldn't stay at the academy. Yeah.
Coming to his terms with his own thing. Pretty much.
All right. Anything else?
I love you.
That's a good one.
It finally came out.
That's a good one.
Nice.
You know what? It's good to let that sort of thing out, man.
I'm glad I shared.
It's important.
Wait,
That was the time.
It's important to be in touch with your feelings.
And Isa is femme presenting right now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
I thought you. Oh.
Well, because her voice shifted, yeah.
Oh,
and so I was like, I'm
duh.
assuming she's.
Yes,
there-
we had a long rest, and so I flipped a coin, and it came up heads, which is Izza's base state of being, I suppose, the way that they see themselves.
Well, that feels backwards.
Heads, yeah, it does.
Why is heads male in your head?
Because we have a penis.
Because we
with
have
a
a
head.
mushroom head.
Yes,
penis
but
with a
also
head.
you can make the same argument about tails because you have something dangling.
No, you're
good.
out.
When I was like,
This is
when I
my
was-
front tail.
nice tail on that one. I'm talking about the dudes at the YMCA gym when I say that.
Yeah.
No.
You get out of here.
In my way of thinking about it, Izza sees themselves most often as femme and female because they've spent the last 17 years being femme presenting. So for them, that's like their
Heads
base
is
state
primary.
of heads is primary, what they most think of themselves. Tails is secondary. Someday that might not be necessary, but right now they have no control.
There was a TV show. It's a British. It was like right around when Heroes came out. It's called Misfits. It's really good.
I've
It's
heard
like
about this.
honestly,
I've heard good things.
one of the like kind of like the leader of the team, like the tall black dude. He gender swaps as his power, but like all of them don't. They can't really control it. Like one or two of them might, but they can't. and that's like his power. Yeah.
That's
Cool.
Yeah, I love the idea of like having a thing, but not necessarily being able to control it right away. Because just because you have this, just because you're given this new weapon, doesn't necessarily mean you know how to use it.
It's always satisfying, that build up to the moment where, no, I got it.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
I can't square the old man who like, why aren't you level 20?
That's a very good point.
He probably was, or at
Before
least
he got
fairly
hurt.
high level before he got like cut down by the axe of the dwarven lords. Like holy shit!
Dream with me, and we'll get into this.
Oh, yeah, all right.
little bit.
You got it.
And then we'll all forget it.
Good dish.
Wait, tell me about this again.
Okay, I was cut from hip to shoulder.
You wake up abruptly.
Everyone's attention span.
Oh,
Man,
out.
you missed every vital organ. That's crazy.
I said it took 2 years to heal, or a year or something.
So it's kind of funny. I was looking at my notes of my notes on your backstory, and I'm like, yeah, this is totally different. I'm like, I was like, yeah, here's who. Here, I was like, in my notes for them, I'm like, here's who stole the axe. Here's where it is. And then during gameplay, that all changed. I was like, oh no, it's actually the big plot device for the whole act too.
The story always changes in the telling.
Yeah.
I'm also glad, because for a second I thought you were saying like I just completely forgot what I wrote, and when I gave it to you, so I was like, oh shit. What did I?
No, I just
not say?
So I took what you wrote and I'm like, this is where it all is, and it's planned out. No, and it's like, no, changing it up. It's totally different
and
now.
gone.
Totally opposite side of the continent.
I love it.
So that is going to wrap it up for this episode of the After Dark. So thank you guys for being patrons. We really appreciate it, especially new patrons and old patrons and patrons in between.
Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other gold.
Buy a sex mirror.
Buy a sex mirror. All right.
Jerk.
If they're on Amazon, and use our affiliate link. Thank you guys, and we will see you next time.
What song was that?
Wall mirror.